Hey, I recently turned 40 a couple years ago, and it wasn't that great, to be honest with you. I was kind of expecting like a big, awesome party and fun stuff, and instead it was just like kind of like a regular birthday. Like it wasn't bad, but it was just like a regular birthday. Like my wife and I went to dinner at Barbara Ray, and it was great, and I got some cool presents. But like I'm kind of like a festive fun party person, and like none of my friends showed up. Like I kept waiting to like, oh, are we gonna go to the Holy Hound next? And like everyone's gonna be there. And then like she was just like, let's go home. I'm tired. And I was like, oh, okay. So like that was disappointing. And but it was okay because I knew the next week was the Penn State Ohio State game. And everyone, all our friends were gonna come over to our house for the Penn State Ohio State game. And it was gonna be so much fun. We were gonna get a bunch of beers. We ordered a bunch of wings from the Vault. Rest in peace, the Vault. And it was just gonna be great. We were so excited about it. I was fired up. And it was also gonna be the year Penn State beat Ohio State. We're not gonna talk about that. And so 6 o'clock, Andy's supposed to come pick me up. 5:45, I take the garbage out. And while taking the garbage out, I slip and fall. And I fall on my neighbor's fence. And my neighbor's fence is about yay high, and it's wrought iron, and it has these little fleur-de-lis on the top. And so they're like little stabby things. And I fall on it on my chest, and I'm impaled on the fence. And immediately I realized that this isn't good, because I look down, and I see blood on my shirt. And so I know this is bad. And I go inside and I say, Brandy, I think we're gonna have to go to the emergency room. I fell and I cut my chest. And she's remarkably calm. She says, I'm gonna have to let me see if I can get a babysitter. You go check it out upstairs. So I go upstairs to check it out, and I lift up my shirt. And sure enough, not only had my chest been impaled, it had actually impaled through my nipple. Cut my nipple right in half. And there was a gaping wound on my nipple, and you could see inside of it. And if you've ever seen the inside of your nipple, it's not great. So I apply a cold compress, and I come downstairs, and miraculously the babysitter was available, so that was great. And then bounding out of nowhere into our backyard is Philip Given. And I said, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm here to watch Harrison while you go to the emergency room. And I'm kind of out of it, a little bit in shock, and I'm, great, this is awesome. Thanks for coming, Philip. So we go to the emergency room, and it's Saturday night, mind you, in York City. And I walk in, and it is like the Day of the Dead. Like, people just draped all over the chairs in the waiting room. The stench of death in the air, like just terrible. And I realized that I'm not gonna see the Penn State-Ohio State game. No one's coming over for chicken wings, and I'm gonna be in the hospital till 4 in the morning. So Brandy goes to call the babysitter with some instructions because she didn't really get to talk to her. And I'm sitting there, and then somehow I hear Jason Sabol to the front. So I go to the front, and they say, we have an exam room available for you. I go into the exam room, and I'm still kind of out of it. And a doctor walks in, and he looks at it, and he goes, we don't see this very often. And I'm kind of out of it, and I honestly said to him, Doc, if you need to take off my nipple, you can. I don't need it anymore. Which is funny on a couple levels, because, I'm a guy, and I don't need a nipple anyway. And also, I really thought he was going to cut my nipple off. He goes, oh, no, it's not that big a deal. We're going to stitch it up. We'll get you out of here. So quickly numbs it up, puts 5 stitches in. We get out of there. We're in and out of the hospital in an hour on a Saturday night from the emergency room. We walk outside. The car is already there, waiting. And Brandy starts driving back, and we're going home. And I'm like, this is great. I'm not even going to miss kickoff. And then she goes, we got to stop and pick up Mike and AJ. And I go, because I'm not a good friend. I go, fuck them, they can walk. And she's insistent. So we got to go pick them up from collusion. And as we're driving up King Street in front of Parliament, I see like a mob of people standing outside. And I'm like, look at all these idiots. What are they doing outside? And then as we get a little closer, I'm like, hey, I know all those idiots. And then Brandy's like, roll down your window. And I roll down my window and they all yell, nipple, nipple. And then I look over at Brandy and she says, hey, it's your 40th surprise birthday party. Get out of the car. So I hop out of the car and all my friends are there. My parents had come down from Erie. My brother and his family came down from Erie. The wings from the vault are there. There's a big screen TV set up with the football game. My favorite beer, Brooklyn Summer Ale, in case you want to buy me one later. And just great. The absolute best present I had ever received. But the real gift is having a wonderful wife and great friends who will plan a surprise party for you for months without your knowledge. No inkling, not a clue. And friends that'll come over at the drop of a hat or the slice of a nipple to watch your kids so you can go to the emergency room. And a wife who apparently will bribe an emergency room doctor to make sure that you get to your surprise party on time. And of course, a permanently perforated nipple so you never forget any of it.